This isn't a concept car. This isn't a design study locked behind glass at a motor show. BMW is actually going to build this one. The moment you see it, you'll understand why insiders are already calling it the most radical thing to wear the roundel in 3 decades. A standard BMW flagship coupe costs around $150,000. This one starts past $500,000 before a single option is checked. Every extra dollar is visible the second you look at it. 40 years of BMW design language end with this silhouette. No grille as we know it, no conventional glass house. The roofline drops into a single unbroken arc from hood to tail, a shape wind tunnel engineers fought for 18 months to perfect. This is not a car with sharp edges softened for effect. It is a car built from curvature first, everything else second. Under that skin, a twin turbocharged inline-6, paired with a hybrid boost system, is tuned to produce over 900 horsepower and more than 1,000 Nm of torque. 0 to 100 in under 2.9 seconds. Top speed electronically limited past 320 km/h, because past that point, BMW's engineers admit aerodynamics start becoming the real limiting factor, not the engine. Performance isn't what makes this car feel like it drove in from another decade though. It's everything else. Paint like this has never touched a production BMW before. A multi-layer liquid metal composite that shifts color depending on the angle of light hitting it, applied by hand panel by panel, in a process that alone adds weeks to the build time. Every panel gap is measured to a tolerance normally reserved for aerospace parts. Nothing here was stamped and bolted on in an afternoon. Doors on this car don't open, they unfold, rotating upward and forward on a hinge. Mechanism borrowed directly from BMW's motorsport division. Underneath them, illuminated sills trace the full cabin length in a single, uninterrupted line of light. A detail so precise, BMW patented the manufacturing process before the car was even confirmed for production. Even the wheels were engineered from scratch, forged, not cast, in a diameter and profile designed exclusively for this chassis and unavailable on any other BMW model. Aerodynamics shaped almost every visible surface. Active air channels open at low speed to cool the brakes, then disappear into the bodywork entirely once the car climbs past 200 km/h. Nothing on the exterior exists purely for looks, even though almost none of it looks like anything BMW has built before. Step inside and the dashboard disappears entirely. In its place, a curved glass panel spans the full width of the cabin, blending instrumentation, infotainment, and ambient lighting into something that looks less like a car interior and more like the cockpit of a vehicle that shouldn't exist yet. No physical buttons remain except the ones engineers decided a driver should never have to hunt. For while moving at speed, leather and a carbon weave leather and a carbon weave hybrid material cover every seat, developed specifically for this car and unlikely to appear in another BMW for years. A single small team trained for this build alone hand stitches every panel, a process that runs for roughly 11 days per car before a single seat is fitted. That labor shows up directly on the final invoice. Sound matters here too. A 12-speaker system was tuned inside a mock-up of this exact cabin, not a generic test bench, because engineers wanted the acoustics to match a shape no other BMW interior shares. No fixed options. Catalog exists for a car like this. There is a client, a specification meeting, and a build sheet that grows more expensive the longer that meeting runs. Buyers aren't handed a brochure, they're handed a blank page. What separates this coupe from almost everything else BMW has ever made isn't rarity, and it isn't speed. It's genuinely absurdly fast, and fewer than 1,000 will ever exist. But neither of those is why it costs what it costs. It costs what it costs because BMW built it the way a hypercar manufacturer builds a hypercar, with almost no regard for what things normally cost, and total regard for what the result should feel like, at well over $500,000 before options. This coupe isn't just BMW's most expensive production car. It's BMW's clearest statement yet that the era of the safe, sensible flagship is over. Every generation, a handful of cars redraw what a brand is allowed to be. Most manufacturers never build one. BMW just did. Subscribe if this is what BMW looks like when every limit gets removed. What comes after this one is going to look even further from anything we've seen from them before.